Hi my sewing friends and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be showing you how to draft a dartless bodice pattern. The perfect foundation for creating sleek, seamless designs that flow effortlessly. Imagine the endless possibilities, chic blouses, elegant dresses, and even jumpsuits that fit the body like a dream. A dartless bodice opens up a world of creative potentials, and the best part, it's easier than you think. Let's dive in and unlock your next design masterpiece. Here are our usual suspects: eraser, scissors, hip curve, French curve, ruler, and our measuring tape, as well as our pattern paper. Here is our shoulder, the bust, the waist, and the hip. So I would like you to take your own accurate body measurements. If you don't know how to take body measurements, we have a video on the channel that explains how to do so. So you can check it out, then you come back to this one. On the shoulder line, we'll mark the shoulder measurement. So whatever your shoulder measurement is, you divide it by 2 and mark whatever you get. Then on the bust line, we'll do the same thing. We'll mark the same as what you marked on the shoulder. You mark it on the. So I've gone ahead to connect the 2 points. So now, still on the shoulder line, we'll plot the neck. We're going in by 3 inches. Then we'll come down also by 3 inches. So I've gone ahead to curve the neckline. So on the shoulder, I'm coming down by 1 inch, and from this shoulder, I'll connect this point to this point. That's for the shoulder slope. From the shoulder slope, I'll divide what I have left from the shoulder slope to the bust. This is the easiest way to do it. Then you mark the midpoint. Then from this midpoint, I'll come in by 3/4 of an inch. So I connected this point to this point. So on the bust line, I'll take my bust measurement. So your bust measurement divide by 4. Whatever you get, you mark it. This is a dartless pattern and it won't have a zipper at the back. So you need a little ease to enable you put on the dress or whatever it is, or the top. So I'm adding 3/4 of an inch as my ease on this pattern. So I will connect these 3 points together. So we have successfully plotted our neckline, our shoulder slope, and our armhole curve. On this neckline, I'm going to extend this neckline so that you'll be able to wear the top. So what to do? I just I prefer to work with 4 inch for my shoulder. So I mark 4 inches from this shoulder slope to where the neckline is. So this is 4 inches. Then I'll connect this line back to the I'll connect this point back to the neckline. So this is our new neckline. We are going to now work on our horizontal measurements. So on the waistline, impute your waist measurement. So here's my waist measurement. Then I will add 3/4 of an inch for ease. Do the same thing on the hip. So I've done that. Then I'll go ahead and connect all dots. I'll use my hip curve. So I went ahead to blend this waistline so that it won't be sharp. So after doing that, we will now go ahead and impute our seam allowance for stitching. So on the side seam, I will mark 1/2 inch. So on the shoulder, I will also mark 1/2 inch for stitching allowance. So as you can see, we have successfully drafted the front bodice block. The way this pattern is right now, you can decide to shape the hem. That's this hip line. You can decide to shape it. If you want to shape it, you from this line, you go up by 2 inches, depending on the shape you want. Go up by 2 inches. You can also come up by 1 inch. It depends on what you want. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I am leaving my pattern this way. Okay, so we have drafted the front. So now we'll get to the back. So we'll start from the shoulder and we'll plot the neckline. We're marking 3 inches, then the shoulder. As usual, divide your shoulder measurements by 2, and whatever you get, you mark it. Mark it on the shoulder and also mark it on the bust. Then you connect the points. Then, like what we did in the front, from this line, just go in and mark 4 inches. Then we'll come down from CB by 1 inch and connect this point to this point, this point to this point. So on the shoulder, we'll plot the shoulder slope. We'll come down by 1 inch. Then under that 1 inch, we'll get the midpoint. We're coming in from this midpoint by 1/2 inch. You know, in the front, we came in by 3/4 of an inch, but for the back, we're coming in by 1/2 inch. So I'll connect this 1 inch I came down by for the shoulder slope to the neckline. Then on the bust line, I will take my bust measurement plus 3/4 of an inch for ease. So now I will connect this point to this point, then to this point. On the waistline, you divide your waist measurements into 4. Then whatever you get, you mark it on the waistline. And don't forget to add your ease. The ease I'm using for this pattern is 3/4 of an inch. So you mark that. Then also come to the hip line, mark your hip measurement and also add the ease. This ease is not the sewing allowance, so don't get me wrong. It's not the sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect all the points. So I've gone ahead to connect the dots. So now we'll impute our stitching allowance, which is 1/2 inch. So I will mark the half inch here, and I'll connect all the dots. So on the shoulder, I'll also add stitching allowance. I'm coming up by half an inch, and I'll connect. Okay, so we have successfully drafted our back bodies as well as the front bodies. So now I'll go ahead and cut the pattern out. And there you have it, a dartless bodice pattern that's ready to transform your fashion creations. Whether you're crafting minimalist tops or glamorous evening gowns, this pattern will be your secret weapon for achieving clean, modern lines. Don't forget, the possibilities are truly limitless. And when you master this technique, it will take you a long way in your fashion creations. If you love this tutorial, hit the like button, share with your fellow designers, and subscribe for more innovative fashion design tips. Until we meet next time, let's keep creating magic together.